back to the crazy mixed up world of backup quarterbacks, a job that I've always said is sneaky the best job in the league. Here we are in week 3, and it feels like everyone's talking about backups. And you can't talk about backups without talking about McCowns. We've got 2 of them starting this week. And with Jimmy Clausen and Brandon Weeden also looking like they'll be under center, if Dan Orlovsky gets the start in Detroit, we'll have 39 different quarterbacks who have started through week 3, tying the most ever during a non-strike season in NFL history. And that stat doesn't even take into account Fitzpatrick and Cousins taking over just before the season kicked off after their starters got punched in the face, literally and figuratively. And imagine if Jimmy G had been the guy for the first 4 games. That would have sucked. And if you're thinking, how great for them, these backup players finally get a chance to show everyone what they can do. Boy, I hope they succeed. That's probably because you've seen Varsity Blues, Friday Night Lights, Any Given Sunday, Remember the Titans, Necessary Roughness, Friday Night Lights, the television program, The Replacements, and The Devil Wears Prada. Well, that was a story about a starter who gets benched for the backup. Or so someone told me who saw it. Well, I definitely didn't see it. Unfortunately, though, real life isn't like the movies. Being a backup quarterback is the best job in the NFL until it isn't. As a backup quarterback, you get paid to basically be good enough. Not great, not outstanding, but like decent. You know the playbook, you know your teammates, but on game day, you get paid to sit down on your butt a lot of the time. If your team wins a Super Bowl, you get a ring. If your team goes to the White House, so do you. Life is so good until the starter goes down. And you're up. And if you win the game, good, you were supposed to. What do you want, a cookie? And if you lose, you worthless piece of I can't believe we pay you to not be good at anything. You finally had your moment and you blew it. I hate you. Actually, it's a lot like working as a lifeguard during your summers in high school. You get paid to sit by a pool or a beach and soak up the sun while your friends are stuck inside folding tank tops at Hollister, which is really difficult because I'm pretty sure those things were made of 2-ply toilet paper. But that lifeguard gig was the best, until it wasn't. Until it was actually time to save someone's life and you grabbed your floaty thing and your flippers and you ran into the ocean and you tried to swim out and then, oops, oh, wait, sandbar. That's a sandbar, but it's okay, I'm gonna run. Wish I didn't put these things on my feet. You know what, sir? Can you come in? You're out too far. Thank you so much. Think of that video while you watch Jimmy Clausen try to drive the Bears down the field this weekend. It will look very similar, with more drowning. And sure, the money's great when you're doing nothing, but when you're taking hits from professional NFL players on a regular basis, it's horrendous. Drew Brees, Tony Romo, and Jay Cutler's contracts come to a combined $56 million per year. And I think Jay Cutler makes that for like 20 years, too. He's got a pension. But the guys who have to step up for them this week, and maybe more weeks, their salaries combine to a whopping $2.79 million. I say it like it's not a lot. I will take that, though. Basically, these guys make in a season what these guys make in a game, which is all well and good for, is Dan? Is this Dan or Strauss? Osweiler? The guy who's probably going to play 1 game for Stafford. And it may also have been all well and good for Saints backup Luke McCown, who supplemented his game checks by parlaying his role as a backup into an endorsement deal.
Verizon has backup generators for most of their towers, so they're ready if the power ever goes down. I wonder why they save those backups and not just put them in the regular rotation. I bet if they just had the chance, some of those backups would really shine.
Have you met your brother? Unfortunately, if Breeze is hurt, these commercials don't make any sense. So now Luke is out even more cash. But where the salary discrepancy becomes particularly cruel is when you're potentially looking at having to play for, I don't know, 8 weeks, which is probably why Brandon Weeden himself said back in August that he has no interest in starting when he told the Dallas Morning News, and I quote, "God forbid I'm forced to play."